Hello, happy Saturday. We have a fun video this week because we are looking at the new palette from Laura. So I got a few new sets from Laura this week and I'm going to play around with two of them. I did have a poll up on what people wanted to see and the answer was what I expected. Which was the new shimmer palette, but there's also a new metallic palette. Sorry, not a new metallic palette, a new neon palette. And honestly, I want to have a play with that. So, you can barely hear me. This is fun. How are we now? I've turned off noise cancellation. It's not actually all that loud today in the house. And hopefully that works better. But let me know if it's still not working. I haven't had these mics for all that long and I've been pretty happy with them, but if they're starting to not work, that's disappointing. Yeah, that's disappointing if they're starting to not work, because I think I've only had them for 2 or 3 months. Is there anything that I can change in there? No. Alright, let's go to settings. That only changes monetization. Alright. This is going to be really frustrating if I have to reach out to this company. Alright. Does mic number 2 work any better? Or are they both being weird? Better now. So mic 2 works and mic 1 doesn't. That's going to be an interesting email to this brand. That's fun. All right. So we have 2 palettes from Cozmick Creations to play with, and I am very excited. So welcome back to the channel. We are going to start with Laura's Oceanside Sunset palette. It is the newest metallic palette to her lineup, and I believe they were all brand new colors. So let's pull swatch cards. 6, 7, 8. Let's pull some black. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Let's ditch the matte water. And so we have Orange Sunset, Golden Sunset, this is yellow, Yellow Sunset, True Blood, Violet Sunset, Muscadine, question mark, Magenta Sunset, and Black Sunset. So let's wet these all. And we're actually going to let these sit for a second. I should have wet these before we began, but I was not that organized today. All right, so most are new, but 2 of them aren't. So True Blood and this purple aren't new. but the rest are new to this palette. So let's flip these all around so they're the right way. And start labeling. So if it's a palette set, I do include what palette it's from on my swatch card, just because I don't tend to keep things in their palettes and I want to know what sets things were part of, so that if I do ever want to use them in a palette again, I can put them back together. But I find storing everything in the palettes they came in really annoying, just space-wise. Golden Sunset. Oh no. Which means True Blood is next. I don't think I've got True Blood in my palette yet. But it does look like it's maybe a chrome red, which I also don't have yet. I don't think I actually have a chrome red from any brand. All right, one left. We just have Black Sunset left. Well, I'm excited to try it then. If you liked it enough, you bought a kilo of this pigment, I am highly excited to try it. Shinside Sunset. So I've also got my black swatches. I haven't labeled them yet. I will label them at some point. But black swatches are a pain to label because you have to label them with a gel pen, and notoriously gel pens clog in these swatching videos. So I'm going to swatch them, and I'm just going to be very careful that I keep the swatches with the paints because I'm not going to label them in this video like the insane person I am. But also, in the time that it took me to label, these paints absorbed everything I put on them, except the magenta. So, let's get into this. Let's stack these all up, because we're going to start with the yellow and just work our way down. So this is the yellow. Oh, that's quite pretty. It feels lighter than Canary. I don't own that many yellow shimmers. I don't use, as a color group, the yellows that I own are all sort of in the same sort of color family. That doesn't make sense. They're all pretty similar. This one's like a nice light yellow. Except it's been ages since I've swatched shimmers, and I apparently can no longer swatch them evenly on black. We're going to accept that as good enough. It's very pretty. I'm going to tuck that up there. We'll tuck the crab out of the way for now. Then we've got Golden Sunset, which sort of reminds me of, oh, whose color is it? Is it Rich Gold? Yeah, it's got very Rich Gold vibes, but I honestly can't think of who made Rich Gold. Their shop no longer exists, though. But I think I'm really going to enjoy the color story of this palette. There we go. Slightly better. That one actually sort of looks like I know how to swatch shimmers. I honestly don't think I've just sat down and swatched shimmers since December. Has it really been that long? Yeah. I have not sat down just to swatch shimmers since December. Wow. That's crazy. Orange Sunset. Oh, that's fun. This is weird Strathmore paper. It's got a sizing issue that I can already tell, but that's why I use it for these little swatch cards. Because I don't need them to be perfect. I just need them to tell me what color it is. This is so much fun. I want it to pop like this on black. If what I think is correct, this might be my favorite sort of off-the-shelf shimmer palette currently available from a brand, purely because none of these have I don't think any of these are going to go gold when you put them on black. which is one of my least favorite things in a shimmer, is when it's super colorful on white and then you put it on black and all you see is gold because the color was not actually the color of the shimmer. But I don't think that's going to be the case with any of these. So True Blood. Oh, I think I found my new favorite red. If this is red on black, oh, there's something to be said for a good red shimmer watercolor. Oh, I'm in love. All right, please be red on black. I'm so happy. Literally, this video could end here and I'd be so happy. I remember taking months when I started to buy handmade watercolors and big brands shimmers. It probably took me a year to find a red that looked red on black. It is really hard to do. Most red pigments turn brown when you put them on black. That's a true red on black. I'm so happy. Honestly. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to use it for yet. Oh. And as many palettes as Laura and I have worked on, I didn't have any insight into this palette because this was created for Amber and Madeline's trip, I believe. And so I had no idea what I was getting until I received it, other than having seen Laura's swatches. Laura had sent me a couple pictures of things she'd done with it. This sort of reminds me of Purple if Purple was darker. Maybe we'll pull out the shimmer book once this is all swatched. Oh, my joy at seeing a color I love. Oh, that's pretty. It's got like a hot pink sparkle to it. That's fun. You can really see that hot pink pop on the black. Magenta. Yeah, I didn't add more water to you. Sort of reminds me of think it was Narani Blueberry. But again, that shop no longer exists. It's a fun color. Yeah, I like it. I don't think anything's going to beat that red, honestly. A red that looks red on black is always going to be one of my favorite things. Or a good silver. Those are always going to be top tier metallics for me. And I definitely see why Laura purchased a kilogram of that True Blood pigment, because it's stunning. Black. Blacks always sort of have that like charcoal gray, silvery look on black paper, but on white paper, I would say it's probably the blackest shimmer I have. So shall I go and grab the swatch book and we can do some comparisons while this dries? Because I'm sure that I don't have anything that black in my book. I'm sure that the closest black I have isn't nearly that black. So, let's look at the book. Let's look at the book, look at the book, look at the book. I don't know that this is still a color, but that's that's Sunset next to Frosty Sage. Or I would say that's pretty black. Canary Yellow, which I also don't think is still a yellow. So it still sort of falls somewhere in the middle of those two. It's darker than Frosty Sage, but lighter than Canary Yellow. The Oceanside Sunset. So we don't have a green. What's next, actually? Oh, next we're going to purples. Do we? Yes. I don't think this color still exists, but there's a very old Cozmick Creations color, which was lapis. And it's sort of similar. Oceanside Sunset is sparklier and has a blue shimmer to it, which lapis doesn't really have. Or Violet Sunset. That's it next to Black Grape, which again, I don't think is still a color that Laura carries. That is the downside of my book going back 4 years, is that I stopped marking things that were discontinued because it got too hard. There's this next to Jester's Jade. It's got a similar like glitter effect, but I would say that Jester's Jade is significantly lighter than that purple. There's it next to Paisley Park. So tone-wise, they're not all that different. finish-wise, they're very different. Paisley Park is a chrome and Magenta Sunset is not. So it's just the look you're going for if you want. And I guess Paisley Park in this light on camera looks a bit more blue undertoned, but in reality it's not all that much different looking from my end. What else do we have? We have oranges and we have reds. There's Vamp, which has been my favorite Cozmick Creations red for a very long time, which, as you can see, like, is pretty red on black. I would say that True Blood is less cool. Vamp is darker. What else do we have left? We have Golden Sunset, and we have Orange Sunset. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty close to Color Love Bronze, but it's a very pretty color. And there's nothing that I have from Laura that's similar to it. Do I have any orange that's close to that? I don't own a single orange that's close to this. Because there's Mandarin, and that's too dark. And there's orange. And if you, like, it's significantly brighter than either of those two. So that's a very different orange than any orange I have in my palette, which is always exciting. It's rare these days that I get something totally different. What's left? Black. I don't think I own a single black. Oh, I've got Black Star. How do we compare to Black Star? Well, Black Star's a gray. I would say, Laura, that even though you don't feel like this is a true black, compared to Black Star, it's pretty black. So, there is the Oceanside Sunset palette. It is in the shop currently. It is brand new, and it's really fun. I like, it's different than what I currently have. And if it's different than what I currently have with my massive shimmer palette, I think it's probably different than what a lot of people have. It's a fun mix of sort of different finishes. You've got some chrome, you've got some sort of normal ones, you've got some that have different tonal glitters in them. It's a fun palette to play with. I'm excited to paint with it. I'll probably paint with it this week. And yeah, it's pretty fun. So, we've still got one more palette to do because Laura sent 2 palettes and I want to play with both this morning because I have no self-control / I've wanted to play with both all week and it's just been a really hectic week. So we're going to slide these out of the way. We're going to film a second introduction so that I can cut this video into 2, and we are going to play with the wonderful new Neons palette, which I'm super excited about. I saw Amber paint with it, I believe last night, and it looked so cool. It's a fun, it's not the first time Laura's done neons. I've got previous neons from Laura, but it's a fun sort of complete neon palette. So, welcome back to my channel. Today we are looking at the new Cozmick Creations neon palette, which has a whole bunch of new neons in it. I've already got Laura's original line of neons, but we are going to take a look at her newest neons and have a play with them, swatch them out, and maybe paint with them, we'll see. So, let's get into this. So, let's pull these all out. I did do a little bit of cleanup because my paints don't come wrapped most of the time. They don't have to. I honestly don't care. Laura, I'm going to need the name of this green. There's no name on the green. Okay. I will text you for the name of the green once this is done then. Just neon green. Great, thank you. My pans are often from the first run or the test batch, and so they are, I'm going to go with that being neon purple. And let's have a play. I need this. Neon white. So, if you saw the unboxing, you will already know that these glow quite a lot. We're going to actually start with the yellow. I'm going to say there's a sense of organization. There's really not. Other than the fact that these are being swatched first. I will love the blue black. Okay, so there are 3 without names on them that I'm going to need the names on later, but I will talk to you later about names. Where's the blacklight flashlight? I'm so excited to paint with these. You can see the little flakies in the blue sort of other colors. I have tried to clean them up as much as I can, and so we're just sort of accepting the fact that they're not totally clean. And I am going to swatch them on both black and white, because that's what I've done with the other neons in my collection, because some of them work really well on black paper and some of them don't. And I want to know which ones work on black and white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right. So this is, it doesn't quite have a palette collection name yet, or it didn't 2 days ago, so I'm just going to call it the Neons 2024 collection, because I want to be able to differentiate these neons from my other neons. Push these up to the side. We're also going to switch brushes and rinse cups because these are all mattes. Let me know if you've ever painted with neons. I really enjoy them. They're sort of a fun thing to add to a piece, though it's rare that I just use neons in a piece. Ah. Here's my bin of things. It's rare that I've seen somebody else's swatches of a set before I've swatched them out, but it's just been a weird week, and so I haven't actually swatched these. So I have seen all of Amber's swatches of them. Neon pink. Neon no longer looks like a word. 2024 neons. All right, 5 left to label. I might not label my black swatches today. I might just glue them to my white ones today and leave it at that. My writing's looking progressively more chicken scratchy. All right, neon white. Two more left. $20.24 neons. All right, one left, one left, one left. We're definitely not labeling whites. We're definitely not labeling the black swatch cards today. This is neon purple. 2024 neons. All right. Green, blue, white, neon blue, red, orange, red, pink. Not throwing swatch cards is important. Magenta, orange, hot pink, yellow, orange, orange, and yellow. All right, let's get into this. First up is yellow. I'm actually going to do white first. That seems smart. I don't know why I didn't go white first. Because apparently we just had a moment where I went, you can swatch all these colors and then you can go back to white and it'll be fine. And in reality it wouldn't have been. It would have been a very dirty white swatch. All right. I think this will glow blue. Yeah, and a very messy white swatch. I can imagine that this would be really fun as an underpainting, or this on white paper as like stars. Oh, that's gonna be so cool. I have ideas. I have ideas. My issue is I'm taking too long to do things today, and like water's absorbing into stuff because it's still warm and gross here. All right, neon yellow. So I have her original neon yellow from early 2021. I would say that this is a much, much smoother formula than that first batch. I still love those original neons, but this has a very lovely feel on a paintbrush. But neons also notoriously absorb a lot more water when you wet them than other paints, I find, no matter the brand. And so, yeah. Oh, that's fluorescent. The camera can't even really pick it up. It's just going, oh, that's bright. Oh, so many fun ideas. I don't actually know what I'm gonna do with them first. Amber painted an Aurora Borealis with them, which I think is fun, but I'm leaning towards the whole like night sky with stars thing, especially with the white one. Neon orange is up next. What do you look like under black light on paper? Oh, very fun. They have a real pop to them. Sometimes neons, like once they're down on paper, pop less. These ones pop quite a lot. Neon yellow orange. Hot pink. Oh, that's fun. I would say that the neon pink is like a highlighter pink. It's really funny how badly the camera is picking up these colors. Honestly, like it just doesn't. Can sort of pick up the neon there, but as soon as like you shine the flashlight on the white one, it's too bright for it to pick up. Where are we? Neon orange red. I would say these very much fall into like the transparent to semi-opaque. They're not, other than the yellow, they're not super opaque, which is nice because it means that you can sort of layer them into a piece. And I feel like I felt that way about Laura's previous neon collection, is that it was easy to just add into a piece because they weren't as opaque as some neons. Oh, yeah. It's sort of, especially on the black, it's like sort of burnt orangey, which is a cool look. I like the color story both on white and on black. I like that on both it's got a very clear sort of color story, where the colors look different on both papers, but are still quite pretty. Oh, the magenta's a lot darker than I expected. Normally neons are much more poppy. So we'll see how this looks with light on it. I'm sort of embracing the streaky swatches. So it's amazing how sort of dark of a color it looks, especially compared to the hot pink. Like there's definitely a color difference. And then you shine the light on it and it's so bright. Neon pink. Which is also different than the magenta and the other one. Oh, what does this look like? I would say this one looks, the neon pink looks much more orange than the other pinks under black light. It sort of reminds me of like Laser Quest. If Laser Quest was paint, that would be this palette. Did Laser Quest survive COVID? Question mark. And other things that I don't know. Neon red. Oh, it's actually a red. It's actually red. I don't know why I was expecting her to label something red that wasn't red, but I wasn't expecting like almost alizarin crimson. I can tell you that. What am I going to paint with this set? Am I going to paint today with this set? I don't know. Might not. Very orange under the black light, but very red on paper normally, which is sort of a cool look. You've sort of got the double colors. Neon orange. All right. I'd say much darker than neon orange. I guess this is neon red orange. But also when you put neon red next to neon red orange, neon red looks far less orange. All right, 4 left. We have neon blue. Oh, that's like manganese blue, but a neon under black light. Okay. We're gonna go green next. We're gonna save the one Laura thinks is gonna be my favorite for last. Okay, I did at one point say that they felt different than the first time you did them. They just have a different feel, and so that makes sense that this time they've been mulled. They've got quite a nice feel. Like they're so smooth. What does green look like? Oh, that's fun. That's really fun. So my desk is now covered in little neon splotches. The camera's not picking it up, but my desk is covered in neon splotches that I'm going to have to deal with once this is done. Neon purple. I have to say, like, neon's one of those paints that people either love or they hate. People either think they're really gimmicky or like really enjoy the gimmickiness of them. I am somebody that has always enjoyed the gimmickiness of them. They're fun to play with. They're fun to use in pieces. And honestly, nothing I paint needs to last for 100 years of light fastness. Everything that I paint is for my own enjoyment. And if I am doing something that needs to be light fast, I am very careful in choosing paints in my palette that are light fast. So I am happy to embrace the gimmicky fun paints to bring joy to my creative process. There's the purple. I want this to be so bright. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I'm good with that. It's sort of pinky, but it's like a dark pink. It's almost like magenta sunset, but neon. All right. Now the one that you think is going to be my favorite. Neon blue black. Which I've just been adding more water to. And is... Okay, you're already right. It's like sort of Payne's gray, but it's not Payne's gray. If you tell me this glows under black light, I'm... It's like a moody... Okay, so it doesn't glow. This one's just a dark color to go with all the glows. And so I'm guessing it's so that you can do those like fun pieces that are moody, like aurora borealises and night skies. It is a super fun color though. It reminds me of one of the Roman small grays. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this swatching extravaganza. I really enjoyed getting to swatch out the new Cozmick Creations colors. There are still more new Cozmick Creations colors sitting beside my desk to swatch out. So I hope you stick around for whatever the next installment of swatching is. And thanks for watching.